So, on November 26, 2025, the chess world saw something, well, something truly historic. A prodigy from Uzbekistan didn't just win one of the toughest tournaments on the planet. No, he completely shattered a record while doing it. So, let's get into it. This is the story of how Avokhir Sindarov pulled off an incredible victory at the FIDE World Cup.
And it all starts with this one number, 19. Yeah, 19. Think about that. At an age when most of us are just figuring things out, this young player reached the absolute peak of a brutal global competition.
And that right there, that's the new record. Avokhir Sindarov is now officially the youngest World Cup champion ever. He broke the old record that Levon Aronian set way back in 2005.
All right, so how did this actually go down? The final was in Goa, and you had Sindarov facing off against China's elite grandmaster Wei Yi. They battled it out in the classical games, but in the end, it all came down to a super dramatic rapid playoff. And that's where the 19-year-old Uzbek star sealed the deal and made history.
But look, to really get how big of a deal this is, you gotta understand just how insane the FIDE World Cup is. They call it the March Madness of chess, and for good reason. It is an absolute gauntlet. I mean, check this out. The tournament started with 206 of the best players in the world. You've got everyone from legends to the hottest rising stars, and they're all there with one simple goal: just survive and advance. And survival is really the key word here. The format is it's brutal. You get paired up for a mini-match, and if you lose, that's it. You're out. Your tournament is over. There are no do-overs, no room for an off day. It's pure, high-stakes knockout chess.
So, the big question is, how on earth does a 19-year-old navigate this kind of minefield? Well, Sindarov's journey to the final wasn't just impressive, it was basically a masterclass in how to be consistent and resilient under pressure.
And this is really the secret to his success. Across 8 super tough rounds, playing 14 classical games against the world's absolute best, Avokhir Sindarov did not lose a single game, not one. To be that steady in a knockout format, it's almost unheard of. And if you look at his path, it really tells the story. He came out strong in the early rounds, but then, the pressure just kept building. He got pushed to tiebreaks 3 different times, including in the semifinal against another player from his own country. And every single time his nerves held. He just proved he could handle absolutely anything.
So this incredible journey leads him to the final, where he runs into an opponent who is on an equally spectacular run himself. We're talking about China's Wei Yi, a prodigy in his own right who looked like he was playing the best chess of his entire life.
So you had a true clash of titans. On one side of the board, you have Sindarov, who hadn't lost a single classical game the whole tournament. And on the other side, Wei Yi, who was riding this insane 27-game undefeated streak. It was literally 2 unstoppable forces about to collide.
And once they got to the rapid playoff, the pressure, especially the time pressure, just became immense. Wei Yi was playing brilliantly, but he was in serious time trouble. He was down to a single second on his clock, twice. And, that's exactly when mistakes start to creep in.
The breaking point came when Sindarov set this really subtle trap. He offered up what looked like a totally free pawn, and under that crazy time pressure, Wei Yi took it. But it was a poisoned pawn. Taking it led to this whole cascade of problems, and it ended with a catastrophic mistake that cost him a rook, and with it, the entire championship.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second here. Because Sindarov's win, it isn't just a one-off thing. No, it's a huge statement in what's becoming a full-blown youth revolution in chess.
First off, let's talk money. For this unbelievable performance, Sindarov took home the trophy and a cool $120,000. But honestly, the real prize is what this win means for the future of the game.
And you can see this win is part of a much bigger trend. I mean, look around. You've got Gukash becoming the youngest world champion ever. You had Prague in the World Cup final just last time. Sindarov's own countryman, Abdusatorov, has rocketed into the world's top 10. And let's not forget Uzbekistan's golden generation, winning the 2022 Olympiad. The kids aren't just coming, they are already here, and they're taking over.
So what's the most immediate reward for this victory? It's a golden ticket to the biggest tournament of 2026, the Candidates Tournament. By winning the World Cup, he's guaranteed his spot in that 8-player event that decides who gets to challenge for the World Championship title. His name is right there, locked in, along with the other qualifiers.
Which, of course, leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future.
The reigning world champion Gukesh, he's 19. The brand new World Cup champion Sindarov, also 19. So are we about to see a world championship match between two teenagers? I mean, we might just be witnessing the very beginning of chess's next great rivalry.